Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion, plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. 17 wins in a row. What can you say? It's been a good run. Let's try to keep it going. Always a little scary, but look at these. Pardon me, I had to burp at the exact same moment I said look at these. This is very bad timing, except comedically. Look at these stats is what I was going to say. 1.1 speed, roughly. 7 rate of fire is great. 4 damage. DPS is just absurd. We start with 5 bombs. We must have had Eden's Blessing on our last run. That sounds familiar. The one negative is Curse of the Unknown. It's not even really a negative. It might be fine. You know, we might have 2 HP, 3 HP, and not be worried about things at all. But even our trinket is good, I just noticed. We also might be, you know, 1 hit from a champion away from Oblivion already. So I did, that was the methodology behind going into those rooms, or going into that room, I should say, and blowing up the skulls in the attempt to possibly get a demon heart or something like that. Turns out, so far so good. Our DPS is carrying us quite nicely. It's still Friday, by the way. This is the last video, though. Had a nice little sojourn. You know, recorded those Isaac episodes, played some Sekiro. What are my thoughts on Sekiro so far? It would be irresponsible to tell you because I'm so early in, I can't be trusted. You know, like there's always, even as I've been exposed to more media properties over the years, there's still that novelty factor. And it doesn't mean, like right now I'm like, dude, Sekiro's awesome. I can't wait to play more Sekiro. Sekiro's such a good time. It doesn't mean I won't feel the exact same way in a week. But sometimes I think everybody gets sucked into like, this is the best thing ever. And then like a week later they're like, actually it's fine. So I don't want to tell you that I think it's a fantastic twist on the Souls-like formula so far that has, you know, bewitched me, body and soul. But, you know, you can read between the lines on that one. Having a good time so far is what I mean to say. Played a little Satisfactory. That's a great game, too. But I gotta be honest, this is like, you know, this Isaac video is 4 p.m. on Friday. You got a little bit more work to do, and you're not unhappy to do it. Yo, range is gonna suck, but otherwise, I mean, even our range is not that bad. This is an amazing floor for us, or an amazing start, rather. Let's leave it at that, not get too dramatic. Second secret room. This is like the last hour of work you're talking about what you're gonna do that weekend. We already covered that earlier because it's my favorite topic of conversation. But so far so good. Okay, our HP was also fine. So this is just a blessed start. I'm very surprised. It's also like the first run in a lifetime where we haven't gotten the finger right off the bat. Actually, that was weird. Right after I said that, I instinctively cracked my knuckles. Human brain's wild sometimes. Didn't even pass through the executive function. My brain just went, somebody said finger. It was me. But nonetheless, do a little knuckle crack. You guys crack your knuckles? To me, it's always... Everybody knows the anecdote at this point. That, you know, we were all told growing up, cracking your knuckles will lead you to have arthritis. And then that one dude did a study on himself where he cracked only the knuckles on one of his hands for 30 years. And then at the end of it, he was like, they're fine. I don't know if that disproves it, but I mean, it's only a sample size of 1. Not necessarily statistically significant. And I never read the journal article in the first place, so who knows, right? But I've heard it so much online, it's gotta be true. To be fair, you know, our parents and teachers and classmates and whatnot, they never read a journal article. You know, I've been thinking about it because we were talking about it on Tuesday. I thought about it specifically on Tuesday when Dan told me that, you know, fair use means you can use 3 to 5 seconds of a media clip without it being copyright infringement. If anybody out there believes that, I'm here to tell you, It's not true. You think it's true, and I've you know, heard it from other people because you've heard other people say it. But in reality, you know, it's copyright infringement. I hate to say it. Or it's intellectual property violation. It's like it's one of the biggest myths in content creation, I think, that if you just use 3 to 5 seconds of something, then it doesn't count as copyright infringement. If you use a still frame, it could count. You're probably unlikely to get in trouble for it, for sure. But, you know, you definitely can't just use like 5 seconds of a song and be like, it's fair use, dude. It's under 5 seconds, or it's under 4 seconds, or whatever. But I know why a lot of people think that, because a lot of people repeat it. And that's, you know, memes, they don't just spread as like, you know, ICANN has cheeseburger. They also, you got to be careful about what, you got to be careful on the one hand about what you hear. And then you got to be careful about, I mean, we don't want this at all, but you got to be careful on the one hand about what you hear. And you got to be careful about what you repeat. Because sometimes people will tell me some stuff that sounds pretty dumb. And out of politeness, I just go, and then I never pass that information on unless I look it up for myself. And oftentimes I will look it up for myself because I want to be sure of it before I say anything to anybody, you know? So if you go all the way back in like, you know, like an epidemiological sense, where did that, you know, hey, you can use 5 cents of somebody's footage if you want to do anything. Where did that come from? Oh, I don't know, probably you heard it from somebody, 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 who heard it from somebody. You know? You're going all the way back, and yet we're repeating the information as if it's gospel. It's the same about the knuckle cracking thing. I have to imagine that, you know, it was part of like the mom almanac of pieces of advice for your kids. Don't make your face like that, it'll stick that way. Like once that got debunked, they were like, well, at least we still got the knuckle cracking thing. Wrong again, Mom. My mom never said that. But I also never really cracked my knuckles. I mean, I don't know, it's one of those habits that I'm like, I don't see that as a bad habit. Except in the sense that it makes the slightest amount of noise, you know? Apart from that, I don't see a knuckle cracking as a bad thing necessarily. Hold on. I'm just, I'm thinking it through. I saw we had converter for the second time there. Without having access to anything else, I think I'm just going to do this. You know what? Maybe I'll try to get a little ahead of the game here. Do one of these. Where are we at? 11 cents. And a luck upgrade. Well worth it. I will use a bomb then. And I think that's good. Let's buy this just in case. But you know what's funny is right after I bought that, I was like, and then let's use IV bag. So we could go back and use IV bag on some of these hearts, but I don't think it's going to be relevant. We're really, really, really well equipped here. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, in terms of my Friday, it's been a good Friday. Having a good day playing Sekiro. The only bad thing that happened to me today, I went to the deli, and so after I streamed a little Sekiro, I was hungry. I'm not streaming, I've been on record many times. I think streaming is an easy job, but I do think it's not tiring, but I actually think it takes more energy than a lot of people would believe. I'm not saying it's like the same as, you know, being a mason or something like that, but, you know, considering you're just sitting on a chair, take it from, I've taught, and, you know, that's a relatively active job for what is essentially a white-collar office job. You're talking all the time, you're walking around. It's not that, you know, it's not running the Tour de France, but still. And, you know, I've worked at a more traditional office job where I basically just spoke when spoken to and typed on the computer all day. Streaming, for whatever reason, after a 3-hour stream, I'm hungrier than, you know, 3 hours of, you know, clerical work or something like that. So I was a little famished, you know, when I went to the deli. I said, hey, you guys got any tuna melts left? They said, nah, we're all sold out of tuna melts today. And I went, oh, man, well, what do you got? And they said they had a chicken salad sandwich. I'm not, this isn't a pre-packaged sort of thing. Like, they bake the bread in-house, you know, they make the chicken salad in-house. I'm not a big chicken salad guy. But a lot of that is because I've lived my whole life thinking I've disliked mayonnaise because my dad dislikes mayonnaise. And then when I get tricked into eating mayonnaise, I go, what's this tangy white stuff? And they go... Little brother spam in chat, please. They go, that's mayonnaise. And I go, oh, I actually like this. And then I forget about it until the next time I have mayonnaise. And I go, what's this? And they go, that's mayonnaise. You know, we told you that 10 minutes ago when you asked the first time. But I got it anyway, and I was like, you know what, I'm so hungry, I'm not going to be too picky about it. And the sandwich was delicious. So that's, you know, if the most negative thing that's happened to me so far today is I had a delicious sandwich that wasn't the sandwich I wanted to have, but still hit the spot. Hey, man, that's a pretty good day so far. The other worst thing that happened to me is dying, like, probably 5 or 6 times in Sekiro. But, I mean, that's the game, you know? And also, dying in a Souls-like game, it's not really, you know... Sorry. It's not really the kind of thing to get beaten up over. I mean, if I didn't die in a Souls game, I would be upset. It's like going to see a horror movie. I think some people, and they live their life like this, and that's fine. I've been there as well. They go into a game like Sekiro or any Souls game trying to best it. They go into a horror movie being like, I'm gonna not get scared. If I get scared, the movie beats me. I won't ever let a movie beat me. I look at it as more like a collaborative experience. You know, me and Sekiro, we're working together to provide entertainment for the audience and also to provide entertainment for myself. And I think somebody on the subreddit absolutely, like, they knew me so well. They said, you know, there's a common theme in NL's best playthroughs. And that's, hold on. Him and the game working together to create a story that is above and beyond the game. Not to say that, you know, when I play Fallout New Vegas, that's a better story than the story of Fallout New Vegas. But it adds, like, a layer of kind of emergent narrative. Which is why, and if I can say this in my own defense, sometimes I get annoyed playing on stream really, really strong story games that are linear, like God of War, for example. God of War is an amazing game, and I feel like I've had to spend, like, way more minutes or hours than I would have expected defending the fact that I enjoyed the game. A lot. It's one of my favorite games of last year, and, I mean, that's obvious, I think. I mean, it's obviously in that caliber is what I mean. But the reason it was kind of a, you know, 50-50 stream game was because the story was so strong. When I tried to inject myself into the story to build that emergent layer, it was not taken well because the story itself was, you know, not of the tone where that's applicable. And I've come to learn that. That comment, if you wrote that comment on the subreddit, and I replied to it at the time, so you'll know who you are, that was a very astute comment, and it illuminated some things about myself as well, so I appreciate it a great deal. It's true. I had never really thought about it in specific terms, but my favorite sorts of games to play, on stream at least, are those sort of games where, you know, chat, myself, and the game, we get, like, the opportunity to have some authorship over the experience. You know, me playing God of War was just any other person playing God of War, except for the fact that I'm a little dumb when it comes to 3D spatial awareness. So, you know, if anything, it was worse than the average person playing God of War. No offense if you liked it. I mean, I'm glad you did. I put, you know, like 35 hours into that last year. Maybe somewhere around there at least. And that's why, like, if you ask me, dude, why not? Let's just see how it goes. If you ask me what's a better game, Bully or God of War, it's definitely God of War by, like, a factor of 1,000. No offense to Bully, which a lot of people also like, but if you ask me what's a more memorable stream, it's gotta be Bully, dude. Like, the narrative of that became, hey, there's the story of Bully, plus it's about a grown man slowly going insane. So that's, I really, really liked that comment. It illuminated for me some things about myself and some things about the way that I like to produce content that are very astute. Because I keep, you know, me and my audience, sometimes we get in this cycle of like, you know, a cutscene plays and it's a little longer than I'd like it to be. And then I go, I don't really like lore. And then the audience goes, you know, like, wow, this guy hates story. And then when I hear them say that, I'm like, no, I don't hate story. I hate bad story. And then they're like, you know, we get in an argument with each other. What's a good story? Well, and yet you still play Isaac. You know, it's the inevitable punchline to every single one of these. Okay, check this out. I didn't want to teleport out. I'd rather teleport out of this. We're at that stage in a run. We'd rather take half a heart to not have to, you know, fight enemies like that. Or fight long rooms like this. But anyway, it's true. What sometimes bores me sounds insulting, but what produces a less entertaining stream environment for me personally with my style is a game where the story is actually too good and also on display. So as a result of that, you know, I end up feeling like I have no authorship over the story that the audience is intaking, which is, you know, I don't own any authorship over any of these games to begin with, obviously, but it makes for a less exciting atmosphere for me personally and possibly a worse stream overall. Not necessarily bad, but less ideal. Anyway, this run is just, I mean, I love that it's given us the opportunity to talk about stuff like this, but it's also like, it's too strong, and you know a run is strong, well, when two things happen. One is, I pick up 7 seals without mentioning anything at all, and then the other one, because that item can be a little dangerous, but the other thing is, we picked up Hemolacria, and it, I mean, I'm not going to say it slowed us down or sped us up, but it has basically not factored into my commentary yet. Most of the time we pick up Hemolacria, I got a lot to say. Well, they really screwed this one up. Oh, a cool looking item, but it's not that strong. Oh, well, you know, I really wish this item did anything good. But here, like, you know, Hemolacria, I have no, my lord, I have no idea whether it's doing us more good than harm, but we're still crushing it no matter what, so, like, who cares, you know what I mean? The only thing this run is really missing right now is the ability to fly. Okay, well, that's great comedic timing on that Hanged Man card, but that's not what I meant, and I think you know it. Maybe Jacob's Ladder actually isn't that good with this setup, but of course, I guess I was thinking of static tiers that would have the beams between the tiers. Certainly doesn't seem bad, but... Or it definitely 1,000% was not a negative. But it might not be as good as we could have done if we'd gotten static tiers. But, you know, that's not complaining. That's just observational. Anyway. Looking forward to the weekend, dude. You know, it's weird. You know I'm going... You can already say, like, what the next words. The next 4 words are, as I've gotten older. You know, I'm self-aware at least. On the week... When I was 16, I looked at the weekends as an opportunity to sleep in. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know, I think that's how... I mean, not even on the weekends necessarily, or as a teenager, I should say, even like as an adult. Especially when I actually had a job that didn't have flexible hours, and I had to be at it very early, you know, 5 days a week. On the weekend, you're like, I can sleep in until, like, you know, 8:30. That's amazing. Now, Saturdays and Sundays in particular, I'm excited because I can get up early and maximize my recreation time. Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I work out. Tuesday, Thursday, I like to, you know, get some kind of just like therapeutic exercise in. You know, go for a walk outdoors, get some vitamin D, etc., etc. Saturday, Sunday, I can wake up, you know, I wake up at maybe 8:39 in the morning. I hit the alarm clock with a smile on my face. Yeah, I set my alarm on the weekends. and then I just go sit at my computer, grab a cup of coffee, and just relax. It's a nice feeling, dude. I never understood why people liked the idea of a breakfast nook, but now I'm like, dude, I gotta get a breakfast nook. It's like, it sounds idyllic. Sitting in my breakfast nook, looking out the window, sipping a cup of coffee. Completely ignoring world news. Okay, so the finger did show up. I'm glad to see a finger. Let's head downwards here. I don't really want to do boss rush in this situation. One of the things I've been enjoying more about Isaac is like reconfiguring my brain. So I felt, or I haven't even thought about Hush in like, you know, weeks. Let's just use the Emperor. And Delirium is like, even if we had a really, really powerful run, the odds of me doing Delirium are pretty low. Making my own preference clear that like this, oh dude, we gotta try, right? Just see how, oh, it's beautiful. I don't want the pills though. Doing the runs in a way that's like, this is the loop that everybody likes the most, right? Maybe occasionally throwing in boss rush. Almost never doing Hush. Literally never doing Delirium. Are we all on the same page there? If you were in my shoes, what would you do? Is I guess what I would say about this. Hold on, I'm just trying to see. I don't mind taking 2 Spirit Hearts of damage, okay, to pick something up. I don't think Rubber Cement will work, but it'll be very funny. So why take Kane's Other Eye? Was that worth a Spirit Heart? Absolutely not. Okay, again, I have no idea if Rubber Cement is bouncing these here. Turns out it does not matter. So, with the irony, of course, at this point, is that this is the like exact run you'd want to take down a Delirium. But if I'm being real with you, and I always am, most of the reason I did Delirium is out of guilt, you know? Same for Hush, honestly, you know? Sometimes you're like, hey, this is a cool run, I'd like to extend it by, you know, one more boss fight. But after you've done those boss fights, you know, through 200 times each, you kind of reach the point where I was just like, you know, it's like a weird self-fulfilling prophecy where I was like, oh, if I don't do Delirium on this one, people are gonna be mad, and people are like, no, I'm not, and I'm like, oh, here they come, you know, it's just dumb. My Isaac enjoyment, you know, has always been in a healthy spot, relatively speaking, but it's healthier for sure as a result of, you know, playing the game I want to play. We can get a lot of items down in the chest. I'm not even worried. I know, you know, HP is low-ish at least. 2 Yarrow runes is better, but there was a cooler play, which was doubling the Wheel of Fortune on the ground. This is a really great run, dude. And then we would get 2 items out of that. Now, as is, we need like 13 keys to be able to get all the items we're getting here. Guppy's Tail, I wouldn't say it screwed us, but I definitely should not have used as many keys as I did. I can't believe we didn't get hit. I'm just trying to get some Dagazes. Very thankful that, like, every other room thus far has dropped a key. At least we'll be able to open more than the requisite 4 chests now. This is an absurdly good run. Like, what did I tell you? It's a Friday afternoon run. What does a Friday afternoon run entail? Hey, you're looking at it, brother. Not a whole heck of a lot of concern in sight, wouldn't you say? We press a button and... What is that button? Do not disturb. Oh, hey, Jennifer. Big angry guy who works at the other branch is calling. Sounds like he really wants an answer. Well, I'm sorry to tell you. That's gonna have to wait till Monday. That's where we're at right now. I know I'm going into this weekend with a real good chance at having a living, active Isaac streak. And it's been a few weeks since we've been in that situation. It feels nice. Allow me this, you know? You never know. In a game like this, you never know when misery is gonna strike. Misery is striking. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Please, let me out. Mamma mia, let me out. Edmund McMillan, can you please remove this curse for me? For me. For me. Oh, don't accidentally press Q. There we go, is the Gaz. It was right next to us the whole freaking time. You know? Just goes to show you can't trust some maps. You think there could be more keys in here somehow? It doesn't make sense to me at all, but, you know, worth a shot. So I really... No, thank you. I was wondering, you think this guy's gonna die in one hit? Turns out the answer is no, but he died in 2 hits. Functionally, very, very similar as far as I'm concerned. Okay. So we're gonna Yera, and we're gonna Yera. We can only open 6, so I like this one, this one, this one, this one, and then this is a tricky one to get to, this one right here. It's like a Baba Is You puzzle. How did we do? Oh, we got one more. Ah, that's actually probably the best one so far because of the fact that we get explosion immunity from our own explosions. I actually think that technology will make this run worse. I kind of wanted to see the tear effect, but I think the tear effect is very likely to take our big boy beam and turn it into a smaller beam. I don't want to do that. Might as well try this. I think that's AWAS, aka I don't was to see it anymore. A don't was to see it anymore. Look, okay, it's been a long week. Lil Monstro will never get used, but that's, I mean, anytime you get this kind of combination here, you're a pretty happy man, I'd say. Okay, I will go pick it up. Bearcano. I did. It's another AWAS, right? I don't know, man. It's been a good time for Isaac. I feel like I'm kind of, I don't want to say in the zone, because that invites karma for a loss, right? But it's not really, I don't want to act cocky. I mean, that's definitely unreasonable. But, you know, I'm confident in my Isaac skills recently. Oh my god, it's Holy Mantle, dude. This might be the most stacked seed of the month. Stop barking at me, dude. I picked you up for a very modest and unnecessary damage upgrade. Not to get, you know, protective ear coverings out from wherever you'd store those in your house. I don't even know, honestly. It's a half-baked metaphor to begin with, and I'd rather just move on. But I feel like we've been much better off recently. You know, we've been playing much better Isaac in general. He says as he creates 16 items he's unlikely to be able to access. But what, I mean, that's where you put the Yera rune there. Who knows? Maybe we just end up opening one of them and we get skeleton keys somehow. Impossible, but, you know, maybe. If it weren't impossible, though, wouldn't that be sweet? Maybe yes, maybe no, because we really don't need any more items at this point regardless, but, you know. Easy money. That was a great run. No, I will not. I have to stick to my principles. I'm sorry. Enjoy the weekend, everybody, even though it's probably like Wednesday. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. That was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya!